Oh, delete it. Delete it.
Whoa, stop swearing, dude.
Now, there are an infinite amount of YouTubers that have done responses or apology videos. Some of them, they can be pretty good. Others, they whip out the ukulele, so to speak. But what if, and this could be, this could be the first example we have ever seen of a YouTuber doing an AI apology. So this revolves around a content creator called Peterbot. And this guy is apparently really cracked, being one of the best players in the world right now. He started gaining traction in 2021 when he was around 14 years old. There he was competing in the Fortnite championships, but it wasn't until 2022 he actually started to make some real traction because he won his first Fortnite championship grand finale. Since then, he's been doing a lot of competitions, usually taking first place. Like for example, this month earlier with Ritual and Cold, he actually made $180,000 from winning the North American Central Circuit. Now, I assume there'd be a three-way split between the top three players in the same team, but at the same time, $60,000 per person just for playing Fortnite. That is crazy. There's actually a website here called Esports Earnings, and it actually tries to track how much money the players made from tournaments and championships alone. And I can't really speak on its authenticity. The source is kind of trust me, bro. But it's listed Peterbot as having made almost $1 million from playing 111 tournaments. That's a lot of cheddar. That's a lot of cheddar. Aside from esports, Peterbot is also a pretty big content creator on Twitch, having just shy of 1 million followers. And his YouTube channel at the minute sits on 800,000. Now, even though this Peterbot guy, he sounds pretty cracked. He sounds pretty MLG, as the old heads would say. I mean, I don't think many 18-year-olds could claim that they made the best part of $1 million just from playing Fortnite. But unfortunately, it looks like this could all come crashing down. So there was a clip that resurfaced a couple of years ago of Peterbot saying some things that I guess weren't very family friendly. The video starts with someone filming Peter eating cake, and once he realizes he's being recorded, he tells the cameraman to stop being gay. And then swipes at the phone, which then doesn't get the person to actually stop recording. And then he says the F word. Now, I know it's Fortnite. I know it's like the fan base of kids. Not the F word as in the swear word, the one that's used for the people on Blue Sky.
Cake? You want some?
I'm good, thank you, bro. Stop being gay, bro.
Oh, delete it.
And then he ends up dropping the N-word just completely hard R. You know, he starts spamming this like 6 times or so.
Delete it. Delete it. Delete it.
Now, this clip has absolutely blown up on Twitter as well. And a lot of people are being, you know, very critical of his choice of words. Now, I do not want people to get this twisted. I am not doing a slot video saying, oh my God, this 18-year-old, like a couple of years ago, he said the F word and then he said the N word. Like, I know for a fact people will immediately pull up clips of me saying very similar things many, many years ago. That's not the point. This isn't like kind of a call out. The reason why I'm talking about this video is because the internet's reaction I have never seen a more non-serious reaction to something in my life. Like, for example, he had the word FN in his name, and then people on Twitter started to question, you know what? FN in his name, it probably doesn't actually mean Fortnite anymore. And that infamous clip as well, people have actually started to recreate the video itself in Fortnite.
Yo, that cake, Pete?
Yo, you want some?
No, I'm good, bro. Thanks.
Bro, stop being gay.
Oh, chill, delete.
And then, of course, a lot of people started to, ironically, edit in the happy ending, where he never actually said any of these things.
Bro, stop being gay, bro.
Speaking of gays, I love the LGBTQ.
And then people also tried to create Peterbot Black, as if to say that he actually has the pass. And then on top of that as well, there were people that were getting angry at HypeX for actually posting the clip in the first place. And of course, I could not be talking about drama without Adin Ross getting involved. I do not understand the need for him to be involved, but he still involves himself nonetheless. So whilst on stream, Adin reacted to the clip and basically came to Peterbot's defense.
I'm gonna just call it out. All you little Fortnite weirdos trying to cancel him and shit like that, it's whack. The kid was like 15 at the time, bro. I'm not saying what he did was right, but he's a kid, okay? I'm not defending everything he said in that clip. I'm not saying what he said was right or funny, but I'm just saying, have some slack. It's a kid. Dude,
you know, basically calling the Fortnite weirdos who were trying to cancel him whack. And one point that Adin makes as well is when he was saying all these slurs, he was like literally 16 years old. And then Adin tries to claim that he was like 15 years old, but even in Peterbot's apology statement, he says he was 16. So I'm not sure what he was trying to do there to try and save him. Now, in my opinion, as a white person, I can definitely speak on these things, but you know, in a sense that him saying like edgy bad when he was like 16, you know, I don't really think that's something that he should have his career ruined over, especially if he apologized. It's just really obvious that Adin is trying to interject himself because it was like a big thing that he could probably bank notoriety off. Also, Adin has this really bizarre cope that he wasn't using it in a hateful context. Like he wasn't on the street yelling racial slurs at a black guy.
He wasn't saying it in an intent of damaging or saying it in an ignorant way. He was saying it because he wasn't supposed to say it.
I mean, I guess that lessens the blow a bit. Okay, sure, Adin. And of course, like most drama that happens on the internet, Adin Ross begins throwing other people into the mix. Basically, Adin starts to name a bunch of streamers who a lot of his chat probably look up to, but they've also kind of said the N-word.
Name streamers. I'll tell you if they said it. Name every streamer, I will say yes. I don't care if they like me or don't like me. Clicks, 100% has said it before. Ron, yes. Nick, yes. Guys, there's clips of every streamer saying, like, come on.
Like, for example, Clink, Stable Ronaldo, and some guy called Nick. I'm not sure if he means Nick A30, because that would be absolutely hilarious, because he's probably one of the most family-friendly Fortnite accounts out there.
Whoa, stop swearing, dude.
If you haven't seen Nick A30's content, I've only really seen him from basically trying to create these scenes with a bunch of kids where he is like the protagonist beating the bad guy. And then he ends up basically banning people if you don't play by the rules. And then he basically starts banning people if you don't adhere to his script.
Oh, wait. Guys, holy, you're getting banned. That's it, okay? Make a TikTok out of this. Make a TikTok out of this. You're banned. Good job.
And of course, what always happens with internet drama, when one person calls you out for something, a bunch of other people come out the woodwork as well. So there were other clips that started to resurface. Like, for example, this one streamer called Arky, who starts watching Peterbot while they're both live. And then he finds out he's been banned from Peterbot's chat. And the reason being monkey, and he's black. You genuinely need some reading comprehension if you can't make the connection there. And then it starts to reach the point where clips get released and they don't even have any kind of context. But if the hate train is so much, people don't even care. Like this one clip surfaced of Peterbot basically saying that Rad is a great guy. We don't know who Rad is. We don't understand. And then one guy basically pipes up and says, you didn't say he's a great guy. Great guy doesn't start with N.
You remember what you were saying to Rad? What word you were calling him?
Okay, bro. I was calling him a great guy, bro. We all know Rad is a great person deep down. Right, Chad?
Bro, you won't call him Rad the great guy. Great guy don't start with N.
No, I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Yeah, I still don't know what you're talking about.
Nice guy, right? Yeah, surely.
No one actually seems to know who recorded this, but a lot of people seem to think that Agent himself recorded it. But then as well, if you go onto Rad's channel, his channel is Agent Rad, you can see that there's a lot of content pretty much like collabing or glazing Peterbot, so you can see that they're like connected. Now, this is where we get into the meat of the bones, the reason for the title, because a lot of people seem to speculate that the apology that Peterbot put out was actually completely AI. So they were focusing on the way like his hand moved when the camera zoomed out. Now the video is real, but this could be like, you know, I don't know, some kind of YouTuber meta. You know, if a clip resurfaces of like an old YouTuber, what's the excuse? Oh, it's AI. It's AI to make me look bad. No, you don't understand. Now, Peterbot did actually come out with an apology. A video was surfaced showing me using a racial slur while at the agent house. This incident took place when I was 16 years old. At the time, I was in an environment where I was heavily influenced by others and was asked to say it. That does not excuse my words, but it is important context for understanding the circumstances. I recognize now how deeply wrong and hurtful that language is. I take full responsibility for saying it, regardless of my age or the pressures I felt in that moment. I want to sincerely apologize to the communities affected and to anyone who has been hurt by my words. I'm committed to continuing to learn, grow, and ensure that my actions moving forward reflect respect and understanding. Now, to be devil's advocate for a second, I think the people that you hang around with do influence you a lot. Definitely. I mean, a great example that I can personally think of is the Sidemen, the UK YouTuber group. They're basically the biggest group in the UK. I remember at one point when KSI said a slur towards another creator in the group, Vicstar, and then they did this apology video where he just looks like he's got like a Breaking Bad laser pen pointed at his head. But you can really tell in that group, they all just like make fun of each other in private and nothing is off limits, even if it literally is just like racist. But then obviously if you keep making those jokes in private, the verbiage leaks out into the video and then it's like, oh, now it's like, now the audience knows. It's left the boys group chat. Now, me saying people can be influenced by others, I know this sounds like a massive cope of like the boys group chat, but like when he says the F word in the video, you can see no one bats an eye, no one cares, like it's just a regular occurrence in the house. But then when he says the N word, you can see him like kind of darting around quickly to almost get like, you know, to read the room, like some kind of reaction or validation. And no one actually seems to be angry at him or freaking out. Almost like it's a little bit normalized in the house. You can actually hear them laughing in the background and saying to delete the video.
Oh, delete it. Delete it.
Now, obviously that doesn't excuse it at all. But again, like if it's normalized in an environment, you're unfortunately going to be tricked into thinking certain words are normal to say. Now, I know what I'm saying sounds like pure cope, but this was actually backed up by another creator called Centered, who actually responded to Peterbot's apology, basically saying that whilst they were both there, he wasn't a great influence on him. And although Centered never explicitly asked him to say it, he never actually called him out on it. But then Centered went on to further state that this actually wasn't a regular thing for Peterbot to say. Now, in one of the funniest turns of events, it seems that Peterbot didn't actually even write the apology himself. Now, there was a stream with creators Jason, Lacey, and Marlon, and they were all, you know, sitting around talking about the Peterbot situation when his apology actually dropped. And one of them got the idea to run his apology statement through an AI checker, and it turns out that his apology was 100% generated by AI.
I checked the apology.
No.
Do it. You're actually kidding.
AI plagiarism checker.
No.
Yo, how stupid can you get, bro?
Bro, that's actually bad. That makes it so much. Oh god, that makes it so much worse, bro.
Bro, he's full boxing, spamming the N word, bro.
Now, I'm not sure whether this was like a fluke in the program or if it's actually real, but if it is, this is unbelievable levels of idiocracy to pull a stunt like this. Your career could very much possibly be on the line, and instead of taking the time to formulate a response, you just run it through ChatGPT. I mean, again, if you're doing like a statement or an apology, you want to be concise. You want to also be very, very sincere. Like, you know, throwing a prompt up at ChatGPT is probably one of the worst ways to destroy your credibility as fast as possible. Now, usually what happens after this, the brands start to drop you. But at the time of recording, Fortnite or Falcon Esports, they actually haven't made any kind of official statement regarding the clip of Peterbot. Falcon Esports being the team that Peterbot actually plays for. I think my takeaway from this is he was young when he did this. So, you know, and a lot of people, I feel, when they're younger, they can be incredibly edgy. They can say really stupid things that they regret. I know I'm incredibly guilty of that. You know, that there are clips of me online saying like, you know, just slurs and stuff like that. And it's embarrassing. It genuinely is really embarrassing. But, you know, I'm not going to try and cleanse that off the internet, take the videos down. That, leave them up, like use it as a testament to show that you've had actually, you know, some kind of character development. Because I feel like if you've got an edgy past, right, especially when you're younger, you've got three choices. I've always thought about this. You got three choices. The first choice is to double down and become even more edgy, like within boundaries though. You still want to get YouTube ads, right? The second choice is to realize what you did, cringe, very cringe, and then actually learn and grow from that. And then the third choice is, because you kind of hate yourself so much, is to overcorrect when you were an edgelord and then go around policing everyone else. I've always thought that that is the three main roads that people go down. I mean, I'm not going to excuse what he said when he was younger, but again, like there are compilations of me saying like similar things. But again, I didn't want to make the video to, you know, be like the kind of moral police about stuff like this. I just thought it was really funny because the internet's reaction to it was just so unserious, especially the fact that it's like they recreated it in Fortnite because of course they did. And the entire apology could possibly be AI. Oh, I love the internet. I love the internet.